Hey yogis, Sarah here. Today's video is going to be working on our core strength. So our core is not just our abs, it's also our hip flexors and our lower and mid back as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start in an extended child's pose. So knees are wide, hips are sitting on the heels, and we can start to walk the hands towards the top of the mat. So forehead relaxes onto the mat. We don't want to totally collapse here. So we're pressing into the palms, the elbows lift off the mat, the hips reach back towards the heels, and we start to drop in here. Start to arrive on your mat, letting go of the rest of the day, taking this next 30 minutes to really be here with your breath, your body, and your mind. Bring the attention to the breath. Go ahead and allow the belly to fall between the knees on every inhale. You can even feel the back of the lungs expand with air. Trying to breathe deep down into the belly instead of just into the chest. This is a great posture to work on breath. On your next inhale, go ahead and come up to all fours. So the wrists are directly under the shoulders. We roll the shoulders down and back. Knees are directly underneath the hips. Belly is nice and strong. As you inhale, the belly drops, crown of the head reaches up to the sky. Exhale, press into those hands, round through the spine, tuck the chin into the chest. Going at your own pace with your own breath, inhaling as the belly drops. Exhale as you press. Get a little space in each vertebrae. Inhale, belly drops. Last time. Exhaling as the spine rounds. Tuck the pelvis, tuck the chin. Nice. Go ahead and come back to neutral. Tuck the toes and lift the hips into the sky for our first downward facing dog. For our first one, go ahead and walk it out, bending one knee at a time, reaching the opposite heel towards the floor. We're pressing into the hands, pressing the butt back towards the back of the mat. So the head is right between the shoulders, between the biceps. Breathing here. On your next inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet, round out to a high plank, drop the knees, and with your torso nice and straight, lower all the way down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the chest, crown of the head reaches up towards the sky without kinking the neck. We're not looking up, we're looking forward. Nice long straight spine. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, lift back up into tabletop. Beautiful. And press the hips back to the sky for downward facing dog. I'm just warming up here, so we're going to do that one more time. Inhaling up onto the balls of the feet, round out to high plank, drop the knees, and lower the torso all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting the torso. Crown of the head reaches up. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Press back up to tabletop. Beautiful. Hips back towards the sky for downward facing dog. Again, reaching up onto the balls of the feet. Round out to high plank. This time we're going to hang out here. So we're going to start working the core. We want to make sure our hips are not low or high. We want to be in a nice straight line. And then we're just going to tap the hips side to side. So making sure you're breathing here, we're going to be working. We're going to pop for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hips reach back for downward facing dog. Nice. Breathing it out. Inhale, reach up onto the balls of the feet, round out to high plank. Lower the knees and lower the torso all the way down. Untuck those toes. Inhale, reach it up for baby cobra. This time we're going to hang out here. So roll those shoulders down and back. We're reaching that crown of the head away from the floor. From here, tops of the feet are pressing into the floor, so we're active through those legs. See if you can lift your hands off the mat about 1 inch. So we're not using our hands to hold us up here, we're using our lower back. Beautiful, deep inhale here. On your exhale, lower down. We're gonna do reps like that, so inhale, lift it up. Make sure there's not any pressure on your hands, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift it up. Squeezing those shoulder blades together, exhale, lower. One more time, inhaling up. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes and you can keep the knees bent or see if you can press all the way back up to high plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Walking it out, taking a couple breaths here. You can even sigh it out if you like. Beautiful. On your next exhale, slight bend into the knees, look towards the top of the mat, and then step the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slight bend in the knees, reach those fingertips all the way up to the sky. Palms come together, draw the hands to heart center. Now when we do that, you can always choose to do a slight back bend when we're coming up, and when we're going back down. So we can practice that right now. We're reaching it up. Again, we don't want to crunch the neck, so we don't want to look up. We want to shine the chest towards the sky as the gaze goes up. Reaching those arms up, and then exhale, we can forward fold with that flat back. Nice. Inhale, find your flat back. As you exhale, plant the hands, step the feet to the back of the mat. Whether you lower the knees or not, either way, we're going to lower the torso all the way to the floor. Untuck those toes, press the tops of the feet into the floor as we inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. See if you can lift those hands off the mat. Hanging out here for a couple breaths. Shoulders are down and back. Shoulder blades are active. Top of the feet are pressing into the floor. Deep inhale here. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes with the knees down or not. You can press all the way back up to high plank and then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walk it out. Couple breaths here. We're going to make our way to another high plank. So inhale up onto the balls of the feet, round out through the spine, coming to high plank. We're going to do those taps one more time. So tap side to side, hips, tapping. Staying with your breath. We're going to count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, knees down or up, lower all the way down. Untuck those toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Come back to high plank and downward facing dog. All right, another core exercise. We're going to inhale, lift the right toes up into the sky. On the exhale, we're going to bring that knee to the right elbow. Inhale, lift it up. This time it's going to come to the left elbow. Right knee, left elbow, crunch. Inhale it up. And then knee to nose, crunch. So we're inhaling up, coming to a high plank as that right knee comes to the right elbow, crunch. Inhale up, right knee, left elbow, high plank, crunch. Inhale it up, last time, knee to nose. Crunch it up, beautiful. Inhale up, lower that foot down. 1 deep breath here. And on your next inhale, left toes reach up to the sky. We're going to do the same thing as we come out to our high plank. Left elbow, left knee, inhale up. Left knee, right elbow, crunch, twist. Inhale it up. Knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, 1 more time, left elbow, left knee. Inhale it up. Left knee, right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, last one. Crunch the knee to the nose. Inhale it up and lower that foot down. Beautiful. Walk it out, take a breath. On your next exhale, slate bend in the knees, look towards the top of the mat, step the feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, adding that slight back bend if you like, reaching it all the way up to the sky. Palms come together, draw the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach it all the way up, back bend if you like. Exhale, forward fold with that flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet to the back of the mat. Lowering the knees if you like, if not, lower the torso all the way to the floor. Entire body to the floor, excuse me. Tops of the feet press into the floor. Inhale, reach it up. Baby cobra. From here, we're gonna press the hands into the floor and come to upward facing dog. So the tops of the feet are pressing. We press into the hands so much that the tops of the thighs come off of the mat. Shoulders are away from the ears. Breathing here. And then exhale, lift the hips into the sky. Roll over those toes, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right toes reach up to the sky. Exhale, bring that knee to nose. Tuck, and then plant the foot right between the hands. And inhale, reach those fingertips all the way up to the sky, crescent pose. So we're staying up on the ball of the back foot. That knee can be bent or straight, whatever feels best for you. And from here, we're gonna add that slight back bend. So once again, chest shines up towards the sky, gaze goes up, elbows are drawing up towards those ears. Nice, breathing here. On your next exhale, come back to center, hands plant. Right foot comes back to meet the left and hips reach towards the sky for downward facing dog. One full breath here. And on your next inhale, reach those left toes up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose crunch. Plant that foot between the hands and reach those fingertips up to the sky for a crescent pose on this side. Settling in, checking your alignment, and then adding that back bend. Making sure to breathe. I know the lungs are constricted. Make sure that neck is nice and long. As you exhale, come back to center. Hands plant on the floor. Left foot comes back to meet the right. Hips reach towards the sky for downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right toes reach up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch, and then plant that foot between the hands. This time we're going to drop the back heel so that the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. And left arm is going to swing us up to warrior two. So the hips are open towards the side of the mat. We're reaching our arms away from each other. Gaze goes over the right fingertips. I'm going to go ahead and straighten that right foot. And you can take a shorter stance here if you like. If not, you can stay where you're at. We're coming into Trikonasana, so we're going to keep the torso nice and flat along that side of the mat. We're going to reach forward as much as we possibly can before we tilt into triangle pose. So that hand, it doesn't matter where or how far it comes down. As long as our shoulders are stacked on top of each other, hips are stacked as well. So we're not leaning forward. We're stacked. And we're using our abs to hold us up. And you have all of this room of wherever your body is allowing you to go. Gaze can go up towards the top fingertips if that feels good. Breathing here, feeling the strength of the obliques. One last breath, deep inhale here. Exhale. And on your next inhale, back up, and we're going to windmill the hands down. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Exhale, downward facing dog. Doing that on the other side. So inhale, left toes reach up towards the sky. Exhale, tuck the knee into the chest. Plant that foot down. Before we come up, we drop the back heel so the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Windmill up to warrior two. So torso is open to the side of the mat. Go ahead and straighten the left leg. Maybe take a little shorter stance here. And then reach until you can't reach anymore. And then we tilt. Gaze goes up towards the top hand. As long as we don't lean forward, we keep that right shoulder stacked on top of the left. You might be able to get those fingertips close to the floor. If not, it doesn't matter where we are. What matters is we're using the oblique to hold us up. We're feeling that strength. Last breath here, deep inhale. Exhale it out. And on your inhale, come back up. And then windmill the hands to the floor. Left foot comes back to meet the right. Downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths here. So inhaling. Exhale. You can exhale out the mouth or the nose. Whatever feels good. Again. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Last sun salutation, we're going to make our way to the floor. So on your exhale, slight bend the knees, look towards the top of the mat. Step the feet between the hands. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep those fingertips all the way up to the sky. Add your back bend if you like. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold forward with the flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet to the back of the mat. Drop the knees or not, lower the body all the way down to the floor. Untuck the toes, inhale, baby cobra. Hanging out here, shoulders roll down and back. We're strengthening the low back with these baby cobras. No weight on those hands, if at all possible. On your next exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, press back up to high plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Reach those heels towards the floor. Last down dog of practice today. Enjoy that calf stretch. And on your next exhale, drop the knees to the floor. Untuck the toes. We're going to sit all the way onto the heels. Coming into Ustrasana, camel pose. You can roll up your mat a little bit here just to add a little cushion onto the knees. I'm going to go ahead and stand up onto the knees. If Ustrasana is new for you, you can go ahead and tuck the back toes. Gives you a little bit more or less room to have to reach. So we're going to roll the shoulders down and back. We're going to place the hands on the back of the sacrum, almost as if you're putting your hands in your back pockets. We're going to press the hips forward and shine the chest up towards the sky. Gaze goes up. So nice long spine. We're not crunching the neck. You can hang out here if this is enough for you, or if you want to add a little more sensation, go ahead and reach towards those heels. We still want to press the hips forward, really shine that chest up towards the sky. Now hanging out here as long as you like. To come out of it, we're going to bring the hands back up to the sacrum and slowly rise. Untuck the toes if they're tucked and sit the hips on the heels. We're going to place the hands on the tops of the thighs and breathe. Beautiful. We're only going to do one Ustrasana today. So let's come into an extended child's pose once again to release the low back. So the knees are wide, hips are sitting on the heels. Reach the fingertips towards the top of the mat. And then just give the hips a little wiggle side to side. You'll feel that low back release. Nice. Go ahead and start to walk the hands back up. And we're going to swing the legs out in front of us. Come to the center of your mat. We're going to do a little more core work here before we make our way to the floor. So we want to prop right up on those sit bones. We're bent, our knees are bent, feet are placed on the floor. Roll the shoulders down and back so that we're not in our turtle shell. We're going to slide the shoulder blades down the mid-back. Nice tall chest. And then when you're ready, lifting the legs into a tabletop position. So lots of different options here. If this is enough for you, you can hang out here. To start to move on, we can start to release the hands from the backs of the knees. We're still pressing that chest, shining the chest up towards the sky, so we're not caving in. Nice long straight spine. If you want even more sensation, we can start to straighten the legs. You could even go back and forth from straightening one leg at a time. Whatever you can handle. Challenge yourself, but don't do too much. We're hanging out here. You could feel that core working, feeling that fire in the solar plexus. And we're going to lower down a couple inches and come back up. Lower down, come back up. You could do this in any variation of the pose. So even with the hands on the backs of the knees. Lower down, come back up. One more time, lower down, come back up, and then release. Go ahead and hug the knees. Allow the head to fall between the arms. You can rock back and forth here. We are going to do that one more time, Navasana, boat pose. So again, prop back up on those sit bones. Shine the chest forward so shoulders are supporting the entire back by the sliding down to the mid-back. So you could feel that support of the shoulder blades. Grab onto the backs of the knees, tabletop position. Adding on if you like, go ahead and release one arm at a time. Maybe the legs start to straighten. You can lower down a couple inches and come back up. Lower down, come back up. 3 more times. Lower, up, lower down, breathing, up, lower down, come back up. And then this time we're going to lower all the way down to the floor as slow as you possibly can. Maybe even hover an inch off the floor for a moment before relaxing onto your mat. Nice. Make sure you're in the center of your mat. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the knees and just rock side to side, massaging the low back along the floor. Finding your breath, coming back to center. Go ahead and release the knees, placing the feet flat on the floor. We're going to make our way to bridge pose. So walk the shoulders away from the ears, so you should feel a strong, solid foundation with those shoulder blades. Hands arms by your side, palms pressing down. You're going to press into the feet as we lift the hips off the mat. Now you can hang out here if this is enough for you. Again, I like to always add on if you wish. You can come up onto the balls of the feet, pressing those hips even higher, making this more of a back bend. And what we want to do, we want to make sure there's not a sway in the low back. So we're not allowing the butt to fall towards the floor. We want to tuck the pelvis so there's a straight line from our torso all the way to the knees. Knees are parallel to each other, so they're not caving in and they're not splaying out. So we have that pelvic tuck, engaging those abs. We're pressing into those feet. Glutes are engaged. Nice. Go ahead and lower down. And we're going to inhale back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale back up. 2 more times. Lower. Inhaling as you press the hips towards the sky. Exhale, lower. Inhale it up. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale up and hold. If you've come up to the top, to the balls of the feet, you can even take your hands underneath, making this a back bend. Choosing the option that works for your body today. Wherever you're at, go ahead and lower 1 vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Beautiful. Tuck those knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the legs. Massage the low back by rocking side to side. Nice. From here, we're going to stretch it out. So bring the feet back to the floor. We're going to take the right ankle, place it on the left knee, and open up by pressing the knee away from you. If you want more sensation, you can lift that leg off the ground, grabbing onto the left thigh. Reclined pigeon here. I like to rock back and forth and add movement. You can stay still, whatever works for you. Really tuning into the body, asking yourself what you need in this moment. Doesn't matter if you're doing this with somebody else, doesn't matter what they're doing. You do you. I even like to straighten and bend that left leg sometimes, or add ankle rolls. Whatever feels good. Whatever gets you more into your body. Nice. Go ahead and release. We're going to switch sides. So left ankle on right knee. Press that knee away from you. If you want more sensation, go ahead and lift the right leg off the mat, grabbing onto the right thigh. Feet are both flexed. You can add your movement or stay static. Ask your body what it wants to do right now. Bend and straighten that right leg if you like. Add ankle rolls with the right, not the left. Beautiful. Go ahead and release. We're going to draw those knees into the chest one more time. Go ahead and guide the knees over to the left side, coming into a spinal twist. Right shoulder stays planted on the mat. Right arm comes out to a T. If the gaze can go over the right shoulder, that's great. Allow your neck to go wherever it wants to go. Taking this time to really tune into the body and how you feel. Nice. Start to come back to center. And when you're ready, guiding those knees over to the right side. Nice spinal twist. Left shoulder stays planted on the mat. As the left arm comes out to a T, gaze goes over the left shoulder if the neck allows. Seeing if you can relax here in the twist while breathing deep. And slowly start to unwind back to center. And we'll make our way to Shavasana. So extending the legs along the mat. Feet falling open as they naturally do. Walk the shoulders away from the ears. Arms out to the side, palms facing up. Go ahead and close the eyes. And then allow yourself a few breaths to get to the deepest breath you've taken all day. Gradually making it deeper. Each one sipping in a little bit more air. Slowing down the exhale. Last one, nice deep inhale. Maybe even holding it at the top before slowly exhaling the air out. Feeling the body relax onto the mat. Letting everything go and just allowing yourself to be for the next 30 seconds. And starting to bring your awareness back into your body, wiggling the fingertips and the toes. Rock the head side to side. Inhale, reach the fingertips all the way above the head, stretching from the toes all the way to the fingers. Nice long good morning stretch. Exhale the knees into the chest, giving yourself one last tug, maybe even rocking side to side one more time. And then rolling over to the right side. Hanging out here as long as you'd like before pressing back up to a seated position. Just taking a moment with the hands at heart center to thank yourself for taking this time out of your day to take care of your mind and your body and your spirit so you can show up better for yourself, for your families, for the world. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide. Namaste.